Let's go out to the movies. Let's go out to the movies.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Als 1993 Steven Spielbergs Jurassic Park in die Kinos kam, startete das eine internationale Dinomanie. Kein Buchladen, kein Spielzeug- oder Modeladen ließ den Boom aus. Sogar Museen spielten bei der allgemeinen Sauriersucht mit. Inzwischen hat sich das beruhigt. Jurassic Kino aber gibt es weiterhin. Und der neueste Film lehnt sich inklusive aktueller ökologischer Besorgnis irgendwie an den Klassiker an.
I was 12 years old and went to the theater's opening weekend, 1993, saw Jurassic Park, and it absolutely changed my life because I mean, for so many reasons, but in particular because of the technology and the way in which that technology allowed the story to impact the audience. And of course, I wasn't excluded from that. So it was just one of those kind of like classic theater-going experiences where you're just like, I will never, ever forget that.
But, you know, it's a fantastic to be here now. Who knows what's going to happen to it? Who knows what's going to happen to our species if we're going to be around for any longer time much than this, and if we're still going to be making movies, and, you know. But right now, I think it's a unique and interesting time. And movies have been, at least in my life, one of the more meaningful, powerful, interesting, beautiful, entertaining, you know, things to have happen while I'm here.
That's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Always.
Ich wollte den Menschen etwas nahebringen, was keine Illusion ist. Etwas, das Realität ist. Etwas, das sie sehen und berühren kann. Schöpfung ist ein reiner Akt des Willens.
Es gibt ein Element, das sich durch alle Jurassic Park-Filme zieht. Gier, der Missbrauch von Wissenschaft, die dunkle Seite des Kapitalismus. Ist also Jurassic Park Science Fiction mit ein paar Monstern oder ein Monsterfilm mit Science Fiction?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
It is about the consequences of capitalism. Everything bad that happens in Jurassic is because of greed. Because someone has chosen greed over their own humanity, over their own compassion, over their own intellect. They've chosen greed. And what we've learned from these Jurassic movies is that if you choose greed, you'll probably get eaten by a dinosaur.
Wir rasen auf das Aussterben unserer Spezies zu. Wir haben nicht nur keine Kontrolle über die Natur, wir sind ihr untergeordnet.
You know, there's monsters in it. It's a kind of a monster movie. The dinosaurs in this one are scarier, I tell you that, in my opinion, than ever. There are more dinosaurs, more wonderful, beautiful, magnificent, but scary dinosaurs, you know, that jump out at you. I was going like that. So it's monstrous. And I loved monster movies when I was a kid. Mothra and Godzilla and all that. So it's monster. But science fiction.
Yeah,
of course, it's science fiction, too.
Ist ein anderes Flugzeug, oder?
Nicht wirklich.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Science fiction
Oh my gosh.
with monsters?
I think it's such a mashup of genres, which is what makes it so impressive, you know, to me as a kind of in my opinion, as a cinematic feat, so to speak, because it was really difficult for me to even like qualify it. You know, I was like, oh, it's really action adventure, and then it's one of those movies where upon another watch, depending on where you are and what you're thinking of, you know what I mean, what like you're meditating on or what's happening in your life, your reading of it would alter and change. And I think that's quite exceptional and phenomenal. But in terms of it being a warning, you know, hopefully we've managed to do it with, you know, a degree of subtlety. And what I love about this film is that it feels like a soft warning. You know, it doesn't feel like a hammer. It feels like a bell. And yeah, it's definitely it's coming out at the right time, as they always do.
Man sollte offensichtlich doch nicht alles, was theoretisch möglich ist, auch verwirklichen.
Nicht bewegen. Größer. Warum müssen die immer größer werden?
Now you can see places, every place on Earth. You can be taking places now with the technology of Jurassic Park in the last 30 years. You can go everywhere in the universe, anything we can imagine, you know, you can see. That's pretty good. That's awesome.